Hi, I'm Adriana Ahart, and I'd like to talk to you about how the women's lives changed in the 19th century. So, taking a primary document from Eric Foner's Voices of Freedom, Mary Livermore talks about how for the first time women were starting to go to college and be seen as peers to men. Now the question is, why is that? I'm going to start by talking about women's education. This was one of the things that brought women together. Women in 19th Century America by Christine Sinsel talks about how that women were brought together with their education. They were talking and they were forming feminist groups to work on getting their rights. Now, we know that they didn't get the right to vote until the 19th century, but they did, however, gain a lot of changes in their lifestyle. Still on the topic of education, Margaret Mash, in her essay, A Means of Honorable Support, Art, Music in Women's Education in the Mid-19th Century, to help women's getting an education in music actually could help a woman secure a better job as like a governess or a teacher. That way they did not have to work in a textile mill. Now, on to the next topic. Another thing that could have impacted women's change that of life was the fact that America was moving west. In Karen Jones's essay, Lady Wildcats and Wild Women, Hunting Gender and the Politics of Show Womanship in 19th century American West, talks about how women were considered equal partners by the men because that's the only way that they could survive together through this harsh times in the American West. They would hunt and they would clean and they would help the men in any way that they could. Okay, so another historian, Barry Watkins, talks about women authors in her book, Women's World in the 19th Century America. It talks about how there were women's alienations in the workplace, so they would form together as well, talking to each other and working together. And she suspects that part of the fact that they were not intermingling with men was the reason that they kind of had a lower pay grade. So, as you can see, there are many things that could have affected women's change of life, whether it be education, the move west, or they're getting together in the workplace. And so we can't be sure if one or all of these impacted the United States. I personally think that all of these impacted the United States in each and different way, because without women starting to be seen as equals in this time period, there would be no women's voting. We wouldn't be into a lot of the jobs that we are in today. We'd still be belittled and expected to be stuck at home and being nurses, and not nurses, being nannies and housewives. Thank you for your time. Again, I'm Adriana Ahart.
Any questions for Anna?